everyone for some more Preussen Münster career mode here on FC24. And we are here at the beginning of the Europa League stage, the group stage. This is our first European campaign in this career mode. And as you can see, our first game is a rather tough opponent. We are going to be facing up against former Ligue 1 champion Lyon. And just to take a look at our other group opponents, we have Young Boys from Switzerland, and we also have AIK from Sweden. They are actually the capital club of Sweden, which of course is in Stockholm. But what we have on deck today in this episode, it actually should be an action-packed episode. So we are going to go ahead and we are going to play this game against Lyon here at home. And we'll also, I may play this game against Hamburg, though I don't know. I definitely do want to play this cup game against Varel. And we also might play, because we have an objective to score a goal in at least a streak of 7 home games. So we're going to be playing this game against Leverkusen. And then we're going to be finishing up by traveling to Stockholm to take on AIK. But just to show you guys the objectives, we do have to get a streak of 7 games or at least 1 goal scored in home matches this season. I do want to get that nipped in the bud, and we are playing 4 straight home matches, so we are going to be playing to some capacity every game in this episode. But right now, we are going to be playing this game against Lyon. We are starting with we are going to have our strongest starting 11 up here, but before we do that, hope you guys have an awesome day today. Hope you guys doing well. And I do have plenty to talk about, because there's quite a bit that's going on in German football since I last played this game, which you guys are seeing this only a couple days after my previous episode, but it's been almost a month since I've played this game. And I do have to start with the bit of German football news that's the most pertinent to this career mode, and that is the fact that Preussen Münster have secured a double promotion to the Zweite Bundesliga, as they finished second in the Dritte Liga. They finished behind champion Ulm, who used to play in the Bundesliga as well. But you could see the Lyon lineup right there. I'm going to go to kits. But it's awesome that I started the Preussen Münster career mode, and here they're going to be playing the Zweite Bundesliga football next season. I think that's pretty cool, which I'm going to keep the kits on as is. But we're going to go and play. Of course, we're going to be playing in the freaking rain. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that. But yeah, who knows? I'm to be honest with you, I don't expect Preussen Münster to stay in the second division next year. Though if they do, I sure hope they do. I'm going to be rooting for them. This is a team that I've had a soft spot for quite some time. Ever since FIFA 19 or 18, whatever my last career mode was with this team before, and you can see Leon Goretzka warming up for us. But yeah, hopefully they do well, and of course the main goal will be to avoid relegation, but I hope they have a good campaign next year in the second division of German football. The next thing I want to talk about is what everybody's talking about in terms of German football, and that is Bayer Leverkusen have completed the first ever undefeated Bundesliga season, which they won 28 games and drew 6 games. I forget how many points that is. I think that's exactly 90 points. Actually, no. 28 times 3 is 84, and then, yeah, it is exactly 90 points that they ended up accruing throughout the season. Not even the great Bayern Munich have ever had an undefeated Bundesliga season. And not only are Bayer Leverkusen on the verge of having an undefeated Bundesliga season, they're on the verge of having an undefeated treble, as they are undefeated in the Europa League. They are going to be facing off against Atalanta in the final. And then they are also in the DFB Pokal final. They'll be going up against Kaiserslautern, which, speaking of Kaiserslautern, if they do win the DFB Pokal, they will be playing Europa League football next year. Though if they don't win and Leverkusen end up completing the treble, or at least completing the domestic double, I should say, then Heidenheim, who finished 8th in the Bundesliga, will be playing their first, which I do believe is their first ever European campaign, which I believe, if that's the case, if Leverkusen wins the DFB Pokal, then Heidenheim will be playing in the Conference League. And in Conference League, of course, I'm a Newcastle fan, if I can get the ball off this guy. Newcastle, if Manchester City beat Manchester United in the FA Cup final, then they will be playing Conference League. If Manchester United somehow beat Manchester City in the FA Cup, then Newcastle miss out on European football entirely, which I'm kind of torn between that, because I think a club of Newcastle's stature should be playing European football, but unless they get in strengthen their squad, add a little bit more depth in their squad, I think a European campaign may be a little bit too much for them, much like it was this year with them being in the Champions League, which I still say that they made the Champions League a couple seasons too early, but it was nice seeing them play Champions League football again. It was also seeing them kick PSG's ass at home. But yeah, Newcastle could be playing Conference League football as well as Heidenheim, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in both the DFB Pokal final and the FA Cup final, because they both have big implications. And in other European news, Stade Brestois from France will be playing in their first ever Champions League campaign. Stuttgart, who was fighting against relegation last year, will be playing Champions League football for the first time since a decade and a half. Girona will be most likely playing their first Champions League campaign ever, as long as they get things situated between themselves and Manchester City, since they're both owned by City Football Group. There's another story another thing that was concerning European football that Aston Villa will be playing in the Champions League for the first time since 1983. So that's another big storyline in next year's Champions League. As we take care of business here, I think we are going to go ahead and sim to the end. Well, not sim to the end, but yeah, it is sim to the end. Okay. As we finish 5-1, Koningsdorfer added a goal. And Jeffinho gets a consolation for them. Okay, let's see if I can X out of that without any problems. But we are going to be playing our second club. Our second team up against Hamburg. We are going to go ahead. Let's see what. Oh, I've been playing FIFA 22 lately. I'm so used to pushing triangle instead of R3. But we are going to play with our second team here against Hamburg. And Gretzka has something to say. That's probably... We're telling we got bigger games coming up. We're going to go ahead and save the game. We're just gonna play this game long enough for us to get a goal, hopefully, and then we'll be simming to the end. But we are up against Hamburg. They got Asoro, which I did think about getting him from free agency, but Hamburg signed him instead. Hamburg will once again be playing second division football. I'll keep the kits on as is. Partly clear skies at the Preussen Stadium. As long as it's not raining, I don't even care if it's overcast. I just don't want it to rain anymore. But we are going to go ahead and play the match. We got the both Omans. Kleiman Oman is our right back, and Luka Oman is our right winger. William Novak is our center attacking mid, and Fuchs is our backup goalkeeper. And because we do have a youth development... I'm sorry if you hear that in the background. My puppy's a little bit too excited in the background. But, we do have a youth development objective to fulfill. And that involves having 4 players play a minimum of 20 games. Which I don't know offhand how many everybody's playing right now. Yeah, my puppies are a bit excited because my family's feeding them right now. They get a little bit over rambunctious when it comes to food time, so... But anyway, Luka Oman Not to be confused with Clayman. I don't even know if they're related or not. I mean, they're computer-generated players, so... Okay, we get a corner kick. For those of you that are familiar with my FIFA content, knows that Hamburg is my bogey team in FIFA. No matter what team I play as, every time I verse a game against Hamburg, well, sim a game against Hamburg, then it ends up not going too well. But we are going to go ahead, we're going to make some changes. Oman will come up for a current Hamburg player, Koningsdorfer. Another current Hamburg player, Ferrari, comes on for Novak. Justin Shea comes on for Oman, and then Castills will be coming on for Fuchs. But we are going to go ahead and sim to the end. I would not be surprised if we end up dropping points. And we don't. We keep a clean sheet. Goretzka, Maiten, and Oman. How did Oman... Did I not... Huh? Oh, this game is cracked. But yeah, I didn't even make those subs. Like, Oman scored, but I took him off, so... We can see Luka Oman is our assist leader right now. Goretzka will be happy that I got and gave him game time. Dragutin Novak, a player that I'm not playing right now. I'm going to go ahead and accept that loan offer from Kasampasa. Goretzka... I'm going to say great performance. I mean, we actually beat Hamburg in a sim match. But we are going to go ahead. Our first team, we are going to be playing in the... cup now. And we'll be up against a Varel. Okay, let's see. Fischer loan rejected. Oh, and another thing I want to talk about too, because Varel is in the 3rd division right now. And another team that will be playing at 3rd division football in Germany will be Energy Cottbus, which is a team that I remember growing up watching the Bundesliga. They were kind of like a yo-yo team back in the day. So it's nice to see them back in the top 3 divisions of German football. But we are going to go ahead. We're going to put our strongest starting lineup up here against Varel. See Osman Bukhari, the Ghanaian, or Ghanaian, however you pronounce it. A player from Ghana is highlighted here. But Varel, a team that we were familiar with during our time in the Dritte Liga. A team that Preussen Münster will not be playing against in real life either. Because the relegation promotion playoff between the 2nd and 3rd divisions is between Wien Wiesbaden and Jan Regensburg. Come on, let me... It wouldn't let me... Van Dalven. There we go! Bukhari with the goal. I was going to say, the animation there almost kind of seemed like it was offside, but there was no way that Bukhari was offside to when I crossed that ball to him. There would have been no way. Okay, we got Bukhari. Let's see if anybody comes at the end of it. Whoa, 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 that... Okay, Koningsdorfer. Oh! 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 Oh, come on! I'm literally doing everything but score here. Van Dalven, you were onside. If the ref says you weren't, then he's on something. Yeah, I think his name's actually supposed to be pronounced Van Dalven. I've been saying Van Dyven for the longest time, but I don't think it's Van Dyven. I think it's supposed to be Van Dalven. Because I'm thinking of the Leeds United center back, Pascal Struijk. You wouldn't say Strike, you would say Struijk. And then Dirkhout, the former Feyenoord and Liverpool striker. Why are you stopping? Why are my guys stopping? Oh, Bukhari! Why did you stop? Come on, guys. Why did they stop? Why did they stop? Okay, come on. Okay, let's try this again and actually show some effort to get the ball play. Okay. Oh my god. It's like my guys don't know how to freaking do wing play anymore. Okay. There we go. I'm seeing enough. Okay, we end up getting this one. Bukhari gets a hat-trick. But we do not get the clean sheet, unfortunately. Hamburg gets knocked out of the competition by Schalke. So when it rains, it pours for Hamburg, unfortunately. I'm honestly surprised they're even playing Bundesliga football, to be honest. Excuse me. But we are switching back to our second team. I know this is going to be a tougher game, but... Actually, let me look at notifications. Youth squad reports. Okay, we don't need that. 10 prize money. I'm not even worried about Youth Academy right now. But we're going to go ahead and sim to this match against the newly crowned undefeated champions of Germany, Bayer Leverkusen, led by Xabi Alonso. Fischer's going out on loan to AZ. Novak did not want to go. He does not want to go out on loan. But we're going to go ahead and save this game. Okay, let's see what kind of team Leverkusen is rocking. We are currently 2 points ahead of them, but 1 point behind Leipzig, which Leipzig played a game more than us. So we do have a chance of leapfrogging them should we get the best result possible. You can see we already have 22 goals and 22 goals for and only 3 goals conceded so far. But then again, Leverkusen has only conceded 3 goals as well, so looks like a battle of the top 2 defenses. Memphis Depay, Lopez is a region player, Julian Alvarez, interesting signing. Of course, Florian Wirtz playing alongside McAllister. That's a lethal center mid duo. Rafael Varane they signed from Manchester United. Mancini they got from AC Milan, I believe. I really don't know anybody else on that team. That's a really weird Leverkusen team compared to in real life. But we're going to keep on kits on as is. Unfortunately, we will be playing in the rain. And we'll be playing this long enough for us to get a goal, and then we'll sim to the end, and then we'll be finishing off the episode by playing against AIK in Sweden. And in the next episode, will probably be a home and away thing against Young Boys. And then depending on how we do in those 2 games, we could actually clinch a spot in the knockout stage of the Europa League. Hopefully. As we are here at Preussen Stadium, we are taking on the newly crowned Bundesliga champions, like I said. Batmas! There we go. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. Let's see if this ends up getting screwed up like it did last time. I'm gonna take Oman off. You guys are watching me do this. Koningsdorf is coming on for Oman. Farai's coming on for Novak. Fuchs is coming off for Castiles. And Shea is coming on for Oman. We are gonna go ahead. We're gonna sim to the end. We end up getting a draw. 2-2 draw. Batmaz gets the equalizer 14 minutes from time. Julian Alvarez got a brace. Jeremy Frimpong came on for Medina, who is an actual player. And Grimaudo came on for Mancini, who is an actual Leverkusen player. Which I didn't even think about looking at Leverkusen's bench. I probably should have, though. Looks like we'll be playing up. Looks like we'll be competing against Leipzig for the Bundesliga title again. I may look at the youth academy once we get done with this AIK game, but we're just gonna go ahead and press on here. And we get another thing in our inbox. Novak will be going out on loan to Kasim-Pasa. So he rejected the one loan. I forget. Oh, he rejected the loan from Paris FC, but he is going to be going on to Turkey for 2 years, I believe. But we are going to go ahead and save because we are going to be traveling to Sweden. We are going to be taking on the capital club AIK. Just to take a quick look at the standings, the Young Boys won their group against them 2-1 in match day 1. But we are going to go ahead. I would be lying if I... Well, Nordfeldt is the goalkeeper, Christopher Nordfeldt, is the only name I recognize from that squad, admittedly. But I'm not going to take this team lightly, though, either. But I am going to go ahead, I'm going to change our kits. We are going to put our away kit on, and then we're going to put our... Which I'm actually kind of liking the yellow accents on those kits. But we are going to go ahead. We're going to put our strongest starting lineup here against the Swedish Capital Club. Of course, from Stockholm. Osman Bukhari once again featured. He scored 3 goals in his last 3 games. He's been the man of this episode so far, well, in terms of this game. I don't know who I would say is the best performing player. I'd probably have to say Van Dalven, if I'm being honest. We already saw the standings. Of course, Lyon is in dead last because of our convincing win against the French side at the beginning of the episode. Bukhari leading the way. A dink from Van Dalven. Not the most convincing of headers, but gets in the back of the net nonetheless. Oh. Oh. Not bad. Oh, Bukhari, come. Why is Bukhari so... You know, EA is featuring this guy, but he might be the worst player on this team in this episode. Can you get on... Bukhari, you're kind of pissing me off. Last year, Koningsdorfer had something to prove. This year, you're the one that has something to prove. And so far, you're proving that I need to sell you. Yeah, Koningsdorfer getting in the back of the net. Oh, come on. Alright, you had that one. Nice. Let me see. I shouldn't sweat because sweating in this game is almost impossible. Which I did that time. And I need to learn how to breathe when I talk. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to Sim to the end. Hopefully we can hang on. And we do. We get a 4-1 win. Che gets a goal. Right back ends up. And we have Adams. We have Che and we have Adams. Of course, for those of you who are familiar with football, Che Adams. I'm not sure if he still plays with Southampton, but that's where he played his most recent Premier League football was with Southampton before they got relegated last year. But we are actually going to end the episode here, but we are going to go ahead and look at our inbox. Let's take a look at our scouting report. Nobody that I want to promote yet. But the next time I see you guys, we are actually going to be playing this game at Switzerland against Young Boys. Then we'll probably be playing these two games against Hamburg and Hoffenheim. Then we're going to sim this game against Hoffenheim, and then we'll be playing this game against Young Boys. And depending on how both the Europa League games go, the next episode might be the penultimate episode before the January transfer window, and then the following episode will be going to this match here against Wolfsburg and doing a halfway point. But we'll just see what happens in the next episode. It all depends on that. Hope you guys are looking forward to it. But thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I will see you guys again next time.